And we're back. It's the Bad Brothers Podcast coming at you again with the Memphis episode part 2. That was pretty good. We're back. More Memphis information. It couldn't be contained in one episode. Thank you for liking and listening and subscribing and loving it. Take it away.
I don't know if I have any, this is an extra episode. Oh, I gotta bring it. Do I have any great stories? But I don't know. I just have some gripes. Extra episode gripes. And here's what they are.
Or updates.
Updates. Now, I have here's a kind of ranking of sleeping inside. I will rank the options. Sleeping inside versus sleeping outside. 1, best case scenario, sleeping inside.
Mm-hmm.
That's the top. That's number 1. Number 2, sleeping outside.
Fully exposed?
Either
like
way,
tent.
sleeping outside. Like, we have a tent. Tammy insists on going camping and stuff. She grew up. She went camping. And
I just had this conversation with Lauren. I was like, what do you think about camping? And she's like,
I'm like, if it wasn't Tammy, I would just probably never go camping. Or just get a better tent. Because this tent we have.
Yeah, because when do you throw away a tent?
The tent that we have it's too exposed. It has a big open side, and I'm like, this is for like
California.
Warm, So, anyways, we need a new tent, but I don't like camping that much. Anyways, I did a
Tents
backpacking.
are expensive for whatever reason.
Yes, I did a backpacking class when I was in junior high, private school. We could do that sort of thing. And
Mr. Bono, what was his name?
Bono.
Benoit.
Bedoin. Mr. Bedoin.
Badonkadonk.
And that was actually so fun to do that backpacking class. But
yeah,
you're junior high. You're just high on jokes with your friends. The idea of girls having boobs and being away from your parents.
Carpooling with Ashley while she was doing that mountaineering class.
Yeah, you don't realize yet how much it sucks. Camping.
Yeah.
Because you're just high on those other things. But then once you get a little bit older and
you're like,
you've heard all the jokes.
I pay money for a place to live.
You've seen
and I'm
all the
not
boobs.
There.
And yeah, you're just over it.
Like, I'm paying rent and I'm not at my house and I'm out in the woods like an animal.
But there's actually something worse than sleeping outside.
What?
And it's sleeping like you're outside, but you're inside. And it's because Dad has a freaking air conditioning.
Set to 65?
It was 62 degrees on the little AC meter thing when we woke up.
Gee, that was freezing that morning.
That night, it got so cold.
Yeah, and we had like scrap blankets. We weren't on a normal bed with sheets and down comforters and whatnot. We had the scrap blankets.
Yeah.
Closet blankets.
Actually, I actually liked my sleeping setup. My sleeping setup was on the couch.
Yeah.
I had 2 pillows. I could kind of prop myself up. I go a little part of my body on the back of the couch, a little bit part of my body on the seat of the couch, kind of propped up. Mm-hmm. I was in a t-shirt and sweats, which I've kind of been liking. I've kind of been liking lately. It's not my ideal scenario, but I've kind of been liking lately. And I just had like a throw blanket. It didn't even go all the way to my feet, and it was just kind of on me.
Yeah.
I like that little bit of feeling on me.
I had the twin air mattress that was slightly losing air, but then there was a 1 inch or 1 or 2 inch foam topper
soft
on top of it.
Did you like that?
Yeah, because It almost created this like float tank scenario to where like when I laid on my back, which I never sleep on my back, but the whole time there I did because it was so soft that when I laid on my back, it was just my natural body form took over, you know?
Yeah, it seemed awesome.
So I was just like on my back, like, you know, in a float, like I'm in the Dead Sea position.
I've been there. I didn't think it would be good.
Humble brag.
I didn't think it was humiliating because I gotta.
Did it burn your pee hole?
No, but I wasn't in the look that I wanted to be in. It was just embarrassing because you're just in front of strangers and
just rub the mud on you and blend.
It's like you got to take pictures, and so but then
you got to
it's
get
like,
in.
Yeah,
you're not wearing a pool shirt like an idiot.
No, definitely not. And
rather be a naked, fat, obese person than a pool shirt guy.
Exactly. But no shaming, pool shirt guy.
But no, we're shaming the pool shirt guy. We're not shaming his body. We're shaming his shirt.
Yeah, I was sleep shirt guy because I was sleeping in a t-shirt and sweats.
That's I can't even imagine.
But okay, my ideal sleep scenario is like 72 degrees, a temperature that allows you to sleep in your underwear and with like just a sheet on you.
Oh.
If whatever temperature it takes to make that scenario happen.
Yeah.
And it's a warm temperature.
Yeah.
That would be my ideal.
And I've learned about the sleep temperature because being in the hotels for work, you have to set it usually when you get there.
Right.
And then if it's off, you can't fall asleep. That really throws you off if it's like too warm or too cold. And then you're exhausted the next day. But I like the weight of the blankets. So then I'd go no clothes, lots of blankets. So I'm at like 69. 69 degrees.
Oh, okay. Like I've never fallen asleep like that, but it's possible. If you're tired, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyways, yeah. But so lower than sleeping outside is sleeping outside inside. I don't understand because it just makes you mad. It's like we're in a house. Like there's no point of having the house 62 degrees. Go outside.
And then you get in this horrible cycle of you don't want to get out of the bed because it's warmer than the air, but you're also still freezing. But if you get up, then you could potentially put on more clothes or turn up the heater or something, but you don't want to get out of the bed and you're half awake and it's a horrible cycle.
Anybody who's ever said, I love to sleep when it's cold, there's a common thread. And everybody knows what it is.
Goosing?
Nope, it's not that. It's a certain weight.
BMIs.
And no, BMI is racist. You can't say BMIs.
Okay, sorry, fat.
It actually was created in like wait, didn't we talk about this a couple episodes ago?
Yeah, created about slaves.
It was created in like the late 1700s or early 1800s or something.
Yeah.
Anyway,
sorry, how about those BFPs?
Yeah. That would work.
Body fat percent.
I got it. But parents gonna parent. Parents gonna do what parents gonna do. It's like they set the AC at their temperature. They live at the weight they want to live, so they gotta have it be the temperature they want a temperature.
And sometimes they like if you like fall asleep, and some people are like don't wake up, you know, and it's just different.
They die.
Yeah. No, I mean like they're a deep sleeper, so it's like it got gradually colder, but they never woke up. And they're also sleeping, like we talked about king size bed episode.
Yes, turn it off when you set it for 10 to go back to normal.
It didn't like go back up in the morning. They're also sleeping with another human body weight, you know.
King size bed. They sleep on a queen. They have a king now. And they got the sleep number or whatever.
Glorified air mattress.
But see, I also have another reason why I know mom and dad are getting older. Because what used to happen, see, we used to go over to Grandpa Roger's grandma's house, and we go over there to spend some time with them. And we take the kids over there, and we'd usually go after work. We'd have dinner with them or whatever, once a month or whatever. But when you go over after work, it's right during the news hour. And they'd be like, it'd be like, weather, it's going to be 69 degrees tomorrow.
I lived with Grandma, and it was...
So they got the soup or they got the...
They would watch the 3 o'clock one and the 7 o'clock one that's just replaying the same stuff.
Yes. And they'd be watching there, and then they'd be like, here's the weather, and then, the Mariners lost, and then so-and-so was raped in Bellevue today, and also there was a murder in Renton, and then a child was abducted in Enumclaw. A man was found dead in Enumclaw after authorities found... They didn't share all the details of that one, but we all know what happened down there. But, so I'd have to say to Grandpa, I'm like, can we turn the channel? Or I'd say to Grandma, like, can we turn the channel? I'm like, Landon's here. He's 6 years old. He doesn't even know what sex is, let alone a rape. I'm like, can we talk about somebody who... I don't want to hear about rapings and stabbings and everything else. And Grandpa Roger would get so mad that I would have the audacity to ask him to change the channel in his house we were just waiting for Wheel of Fortune to start is what we were doing. Because I know we'd get a respite from the rapes. But it's like, anyways. So... we're over at Mom and Dad's, and we're doing family stuff. We're playing games. We're not watching a lot of TV. We're doing fun little... we did a...
in-home escape room box.
Okay, also. In-home escape room is just puzzles.
Yeah.
I like how they market it, though. It's in-home escape room, but...
Yeah, it's escape room...
It's just...
esque puzzles.
They just should have said box of puzzles.
Yeah.
Box of hard puzzles.
Mystery puzzle game.
Yeah. That was actually fun, I thought.
Yeah. You could potentially add to it, do the whole, set up the whole thing,
But I could tell Dad was sort of like getting a little like tired of not being in his routine or whatever. He's like, I got to turn on some headline news.
Oh, I missed that.
Oh, I think it was maybe the day we were leaving. He's like, I got to turn on some headline news. We're having our cinnamon roll,
I left early. I left a day early.
We'll left a day early.
To go back.
So it's me and Landon and my dad sitting out in the living room. Mom's finishing up. My dad's probably on the couch waiting for my mom to do the dishes instead of helping. And so it's headline news, and they're going over the major stories of the day. But it's not laws being passed and people winning Nobel Peace Prizes and things like that. Basically, headline news is, instead of Como News listing the rapes of major Washington cities, headline news is basically listing the rapes and murders of major U.S. cities.
Oh, this is national news.
Yes. In Ohio today, a sheet metal worker raped his coworker in the bathroom. Oh, reporting here from Cleveland. Yep, there was a rape. Okay, in Dallas, Texas, a man walked into a library and killed an old lady with a book.
Charleston, South Carolina, a school bus caught fire
Exactly.
47 first graders were unable to escape the blaze.
So we're sitting there, and the headline news anchor says a woman was shot 27 shots were fired into this woman's car in a parking lot outside of whatever, in a wherever.
I understand like 23, but 27, that just seems excessive.
It was excessive. But it said they caught the car on the footage of the whatever security camera outside. And if you know anybody who can help identify, and the car was like easily identifiable because it was like a Civic type car, but then it had like a replaced fender that was the different color.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, you can't commit a crime in such an obvious car. It's you got to get more generic or whatever.
Toyota Camry.
But they show the whole thing on headline news, on the footage. Mm-hmm. These guys roll up in this red car, and it was like a white car or whatever. This lady is in, like, I think with a kid, or she was pregnant or something because she ended up getting shot but surviving. They roll the security footage. So 3 guys in black sweatshirts roll out, and they're just showing this on TV. And Landon is there, and he's sometimes like playing his Switch or whatever, and then sometimes watching.
He's locked into a TV.
And I'm like, they show them getting out of the car, walking up to that car. They just run the whole thing, pop, 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 firing into the car. They get back in their car and drive away. And I'm like, they can show this on TV. But not only that, can they show that in TV? That was a story for like 60 seconds, and they're like, also in San Bernardino, the drug cartel has left the head of a 14-year-old boy on the side of the, and it's like, on to the next thing.
Yeah.
Oh, we just watched a attempted murder, literally like in real life. Like, it was so weird to me. And this is kind of weird, but it's been happening since I've been getting older. It's like, even in movies and stuff, if it's not cartoony sort of violence like Avengers movies or something that, if it's more realistic, if it's more like realistic violence, it's been starting to like bother me more or get to me more. It just seems, I don't know if it's like a kid's thing or just, you just feel like, sort of like an old person or whatever.
Don't watch Midsummer.
And well, you were kind of explaining it, and I think that might almost be in cartoony mode for me
because it's too surreal.
Yeah,
but it was the next level.
It can be, yeah. Anyways, it was just like so weird, and I was just like, "Hey, Dad, can we like turn the channel?" And same thing. It must be an age thing because he was like upset that I was like ruining his routine. Yeah. But I'm like, can we not watch a real life murder? Yeah. Like the footage of a real life murder. What is this,
rotten.com?
It was just so crazy. Even when they were like 27 shots fired into the car, it's like, okay, wow, that's sad. And then they're like, oh, we got the car on footage. Okay, that's good. Sad, but good. Maybe they can catch these guys. Justice. And they're like, let's roll it. Pop, 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 pop.
It's like brings up a great movie, Nightcrawler. Jake Gyllenhaal. He's the guy that tries to go get the footage, like of the car accident or the whatever. Before the news crew gets there, and then sell the footage to the news station.
Ugh.
It's a pretty good movie.
You talked about what you ate last time.
Yeah.
Also, Mom sent me home with like 5 pounds of like macadamia nuts.
They let you bring them on the plane?
Dude, I brought home so many macadamia nuts. Costco pack. And I will say I ate, so I told you on the last episode that I really did not, I held myself back. I ate everything. There were times when I wanted 2 cinnamon rolls, but I only had 1.
Right.
But I definitely partook in everything. You know, Mexican food, the cinnamon rolls, the ice cream, the extra cinnamon roll for dessert that night, the biscuits and gravy, everything. We got those cashews with
those were good.
cinnamon sugar or whatever.
Maple something.
Oh, the cashews were warm, and some of them were even soft. They tasted so good. And but if you add up the weight and or volume of all the other things I ate, it was probably an equal amount to the amount of macadamia nuts I ate on the trip. Because Mom and Dad had macadamia nuts out.
I had like 2 of those, and maybe I got bad ones, but they tasted like old, like they'd been out for 20 days.
I'd say like 1 out of every 15 had like a, not funky, but
it's like a dirty, stale taste.
They have those Mauna Loa ones, or whatever, that brand.
Yeah,
those are all great.
Oh,
every single one of them, great, buttery.
Yeah,
I don't know how they get such good nuts.
Yeah, good buttery nuts.
But the Costco ones, apparently, because that's what these are.
Yeah,
Costco, giant pack of Costco ones. The quality of each one was not as up to par as Mauna Loa. I don't think the best Costco one reached the level of those, but just in,
because I literally had 2, and it like put me off to the rest of them.
Yeah, but they hit the spot for me.
Also,
because I loved them.
Here's a freaking qualm.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Let me just tell you, I have one detail about how many macadamia nuts I ate when I was there, and that is what kind of number 2 I had when I was there.
Sit chunky.
It wasn't chunky. It was, imagine if you just put macadamia nuts in a blender.
It was tan.
Dude, it was tan. It was caramel snow cone coming out. No, not snow cone. Soft serve.
Oh,
snow cone.
I'm like,
it's snowing out of my. That would not be good. Dude, I had
cheeks.
I had the light, creamy soft serve.
Oh, weird.
Macadamia nut. I was just like a macadamia nut going in. Yeah, it was crazy. It was just so funny. It was just like, I look down, you do the, I look. Oh. I think I've said that before. I look.
You gotta look.
I mean,
it's a meter to your health. You gotta look.
Well, and you gotta look at the paper to make sure you're. I mean, you can kind of feel when it's dry, but even if you feel like it's dry, you gotta make sure that toilet paper is spotless.
Yeah. How do blind people know when they're done wiping?
Call in if you're blind.
Here's my qualm with the parents' food situation. Eating all the barbecue and the cinnamon rolls and everything, it still would
be too
be
much food.
Like 8:00 at night, and I had ice cream already, and then I was still hungry, and so I went and got some cereal. I love me some cereal. I could eat like 4 bowls of cereal at once,
easily.
And I go in there, and there's mini wheats.
I have
mini wheats, one of my favorites. So I'm like, awesome. I go in, pour the bowl, pour big bowl, pour the milk, whatever. I like bite the first one, and it's like flavorless almost. And I'm like, oh, I'm like, maybe they're old, maybe they're stale, or something. Maybe no one's been eating them, and so I still am eating them, of course. And then I say something. I said, oh, Trader Joe's has these ones. They're maple brown sugar mini wheats, and they're literally the best. My favorite.
You ruined yourself for other mini
Dad,
wheats.
It's like, oh yeah, those are just the Western Family one, the bag. When did our father at this time in his life, buying boats and whatnot, start buying Bag mini wheats. The only acceptable bag cereal is the Golden Puffs. You know?
Yeah.
That's the only acceptable bag cereal because you can literally eat the whole bag in one sitting.
We haven't even switched or tried any bag because it's just like the convenience of a box.
Yeah. And so I was eating.
I mean, do you think I got... what kind of square footage do you think I got in my residence that I can just leave bags taking up space?
See, yeah,
give me vertical.
Unorganized. You can't stack bags.
Stacking bags.
So yeah, that's my qualm.
Yeah,
He's becoming an old man.
definitely Dad has well documented. He has funny money rules.
Yeah. Like
they'll take a insane vacation every year.
mm-hmm.
Maybe that's why. But
that was the conversation we had about the camping trailer with Mom. She's like, I put away this much money every paycheck, and then we bought our trailer, blah, blah, blah. She's like, oh, yep, it's just what your priorities are. That's what you spend your money on.
Won't spend 99 cents on an app, but will...
Yeah. And that's when I
spend
said...
$20,000 to go to Paris or whatever.
That's when I said, I love going out to good restaurants, and that's why I don't have any new furniture.
But thank you for taking me to Israel, parents.
Yeah.
Thank you for... I don't know what else.
We're just talking.
Thank you for taking me.
Thank
you for taking us.
Thank you
they
for
paid.
being
They paid
a
our way.
friend.
They paid our way.
Yeah.
Thank you for raising me. Some ways.
Yeah. All my other stuff is non-Memphis, so we can keep this little Memphis bonus ep.
And Grandma tried to take catfish in her carry-on luggage home.
Yeah, because she also brought chicken nuggets in her purse from Dallas Airport.
She brought chicken nuggets on her way down, tried to bring catfish home. Luckily, Mom stopped her. Thank you. Thank you, Mother. Old people things. That's what this episode is about.
Yeah, pretty much.
Thank you for listening to this extra bonus episode.
Next week, if you haven't listened to it yet and you're going back and listening to this bonus episode, you're out of order. But next week, we have our special guest numero uno, all the way from Phoenix, Arizona. It's the Adam Saturadish DiGiorno.
All right. Thank you. Share this episode with your friends. Put it in your stories. Share a post. Tag us.
Leave your comments in the comment section, not in my inbox.
Yes. All you people that are friends with each other, make sure you reach out to people who are not part of this small circle known as the Bad Family.
Maybe we're blowing up by now in the Seattle nurse scene.
If you are a Seattle nurse, share this post. If you are a part of the dog show world, share this episode. If you are a teacher, share this podcast with the teaching community.
If you are in the sport card trading world and / printing pharmaceutical labels world, share this with your friends.
Thank you for texting Will about what you think is funny about the episode or why you think Will is stupid about something he said during the episode. But I would like it also if you shared it with a friend who is not Will.
Yeah.
Or somebody who you already know listens.
Yeah. All right. Next week, guest. And then we're on to the 1 year anniversary.
Oh! Thank you, God.